Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Yeah, baby, that would mean the beginning of the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Oh, yeah, it's here, bitches.
Oh, yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to our show. Yeah, we were just talking. I was talking with Denny's a little bit. I'm like, yeah, we got Valentine's Day tomorrow. I'm like, oh, this is going to be really tough with a bunch of dudes.
I don't know. I'm kind of part chick.
Yeah, you like the day of love?
I'm definitely not against Valentine's Day by any means.
Yeah,
just
I'm
because
not against it.
Not because I'm not celebrating it. If I was in a relationship, I would love Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
But I'm not in a relationship, and I still love it. It's not like I'm pining to. It's just if you're single, I think it's just one of those. It's another day.
Yeah, I guess everybody has got their own little take on it. For me, I'm about as excited for Valentine's Day as I am for President's Day. I celebrate about the same.
Okay.
I put about much energy and much pump into both those days. That's kind of where I stand with it. So yeah, it may not get a lot from me, but here's the fun thing we got to make it a little bit easier on us is you show your love on our show tomorrow. We got a personal love message we're going to be throwing out there. Get about a 10-second worth of like a good ramp up. Let it gush. Record a voice memo and then mail it to us. Mail at kvjshow.com.
Make it good though.
Yeah.
It's 10 seconds to shine, my friends.
Yeah. There you go. So we'll get that on. That'll be on the show tomorrow. And if you miss it live, then we'll go on ahead and you can listen to it on the podcast. So it'll be on there then. So there you go. Let's see here. Today, stuff we got heavy lifting. Yeah, we just kind of like just mentioned something at the end. People still texting, emailing in about tipping and all that kind of stuff, which just lets me know we need to solve tipping in America. That's all it lets me know.
I think a whole new audience heard that at that time, so they're all pissed off. They're hearing it for the first time.
But the hot button on it, is that viral story that went viral over the weekend from the church and that whole issue that happened with Christ Fellowship and Outback Steakhouse. And I think it just brought up, like, people are like, wait, tip, carry out, what's going on? Okay, what are the rules?
Would you say out of all the comments you got, were more people annoyed with the girl from Outback and how she handled it, or were more people annoyed with the church?
Girl from Outback. I mean, there were people.
Because I was very annoyed with the girl from Outback.
And what I saw, the comments about the church, those are people that just don't like either organized religion, Christianity, the church, combination of all those kind of things. And so it was kind of like an unrelated teeing off because the church was like, hey, look, we want to take care of this. We don't want the girl disciplined. We don't want her fired. We want to pay her everything that she's due. It was an oversight on our part. And they're even saying, our bad. It was our mistake. We are sorry. Like we had a volunteer come pick it up. They got thrown a curveball where they thought it was going to be catered in. They had hired them to do that, and then they got a curveball where it wasn't. And so in the scramble, they sent somebody over that didn't know about tipping for takeout. And that's what all happened. So anybody who's blasting the church, they're blasting because they just like, oh, cool, an opportunity to tee off on a church.
And they love the devil.
Yes.
I mean, big Satan fans.
Whatever it is, yeah, they just hate on it. So,
I hear it.
Whatever you want to do. But yeah.
I'm going to start repeaing myself of all the opinions I had yesterday. Those reasons why I was annoyed with the story.
Yeah, no, I'd seen a lot with the girl, the fact that she had, I think the entitlement of it, people were kind of annoyed with that. And then the bottom line was, out of everything that was done, she had gone to the manager, told the manager's like, don't post anything on social because we need to take care of this the right way. And we have a policy that our employees aren't allowed to blast customers on social media. And she went on and did it anyway. And so,
she's the victim in the news.
You can't be a victim when
that's what I'm annoyed.
I didn't see a lot of her being the victim. Yeah, a lot of people are saying, yeah, she should have been tipped. And I think the church would agree with those. They'd be going, yes, she should have been tipped.
But life happens, though. Sometimes shit just happens. And I think that's what annoyed people. People are reading that or hearing that, and they go, this shit happens to me all the time, and I don't have fucking CNN interviewing me.
Yeah.
Get over yourself. It sucks. You didn't get the tip.
Yeah.
And, they're trying to make it right, so let's move on from it.
Right.
That's what I think people are annoyed with.
Yeah, I agree. So there you go. One of the social problems going on. Even though I go to church, I don't go to a Catholic church. Lent, I don't know too much about.
I should know. My mom was Catholic and Ann is Catholic. They do this stuff all the time.
Michelle had sent in an email about it. She said, hey, listen to the After the Show podcast yesterday. You're a little unsure on the Lent tradition for Catholics. It's a short version. Lent for the year 2018 is celebrated or observed starting tomorrow and ending Thursday, March 29th. Begins on Ash Wednesday each year, and for Christians starts the 40-day period of fasting. It lasts 40 days because the Gospels of Mark, Matthew, and Luke all record Jesus spending that amount of time in the desert, being tempted by Satan before he began his earthly ministry of preaching and healing. Lent is a 40-day of prayer, reflection, and fasting for Easter. When we celebrate the resurrection of Christ, it starts on Ash Wednesday. So there you go. That's kind of the whole thing. Ash Wednesday is to remember that you are dust, and unto dust you shall return, from Genesis.
All we are is dust in the wind.
All we are is dust in the...
Man,
You're my boy, Blue.
Talk about a song that really puts you in a fucking depressing mood.
Right.
Oh, my God.
Time to reflect and sacrifice something you like for Lent in memory of what Jesus, who sacrificed his life for our sins. So that is the connection on the sacrifice, and hence why that woman had to struggle to give up martinis.
And her name's Genesis, like the last...
No, her name's Michelle.
Oh. I gotta start listening. I thought you said her name was Genesis.
No, from the book of Genesis.
Oh, I'm like, oh, that's just like the chapter in the Bible, Kev.
Yes, no, it is the chapter in the Bible.
Do you know all the chapters? If you had to do a quiz where you had to name every chapter front to back in the right order, could you do it?
No,
There's
I
that
could
many
not.
chapters.
Yeah, and I don't know how many, but there's, I think there's like 56 books total. So, to know in the right order. Yeah.
And they're considered books, not chapters.
Yeah, books of the Bible. Yeah, that's kind of what
yeah.
they are. And because within each book is a chapter.
Wow, you're blowing my mind over here.
Yeah, 112 verse, whatever it might be. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I could take books of the Bible, fact or fiction, I think.
What if I threw a Bible verse at you? Would you know the chapter?
No way.
No way.
No. In fact, you could bring probably a lot of preachers in here, and they'd be like,
Really?
Yeah.
Would that be a fun bit? Nah, probably not. It'd be probably an awful bit.
Yeah, probably.
Stump the preacher.
Yeah, it sounds awful. Yeah.
I'd have to be drunk for that.
When I did the event at my church, we did a Bible spelling bee. Almost impossible Bible spelling bee, because there's some names in there that are absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, that's a fun one. You guys shock each other like we do on our show?
No, we kicked him in the nuts. Square out.
Kicked him and then prayed.
Yeah, dear God, please heal the testicles that I just booted. That's how we do it there at Christ Fellowship, baby. Oh, yeah.
Church is very uplifting, though. Whether you believe in God or not, just going and being part of a community where they just want good stuff to happen is a nice feeling. Mm-hmm. I know that comment might be controversial, but I think it...
No, I think there was a guy that was there on Sunday. Bob Goff was his name, and I liked his attitude. It was just all about loving everyone, and it's like, hey, look, I don't know all the little thises and that's and whatever. He said, so you can ask me questions, and I don't know. He's like, I just know that it's right to love on people, man, and that's it. And that was his whole thing. He's like, that's how I just go through life. I don't know everything about it, and yeah, there's a lot of things that I'm probably doing wrong, but I don't think that's important.
Whether it's church or not, just getting people together that you like, or that like you're saying, or just being kind to one another, even if it's just a barbecue, you get people together being like that. It elevates your mood.
Yeah,
big time.
that's ultimately the way. And honestly, for me and my belief in religion, that's how everybody should be. You should really just love on somebody else, no matter what their opinions are. I'd be like, that's cool, that's your opinion.
I love hearing people and what they believe, whether they believe in nothing or they believe in everything.
I'm that way too.
I'm fascinated by it.
Yeah, whatever it is, I'm gonna love you either way. It doesn't matter. Somebody texted in, Kevin, you are so wrong. It's common sense. You get the food, you leave a tip. Nothing to do with organized religion. You're being biased.
No, he's talking about certain comments on social media, and I will back him up 110%. There are some people on social media that sees a story about a multi-million-dollar church, and they're going to just go after them because it's a church story. I think they're getting your comments confused. You're talking about trolls on the internet that's just trying to fucking blow up the world just to say fuck these people.
Well, and the church isn't. And if you're texting me and blasting me on that, I don't think you understand their argument. They're saying yes, we were wrong. It's not like it's common sense. You get the food, you leave a tip. And I think a lot of people disagree with you on that.
Yeah, the person that's saying that comment, we got so many emails on people that did not know you have to tip at a takeout.
Yeah.
And I can completely see that. I got no dog in this fight.
It's common sense. I can show you 8,000 comments we got on people saying, I don't know, and they're still debating it and saying, okay, takeout, I'm at McDonald's, so I tip them. So I really am doing my best to not be biased, and I'm telling you, the church is even saying that they were saying we were in the wrong.
Maybe
we should have tipped.
Maybe it's the girl. Maybe it's the girl texting us.
Yeah, maybe.
I
don't even understand what the bias is, or it's like they're saying, look, we were wrong. We get it. We're like, can everybody just chill out? We want to pay her. We want to take care of her. We don't want her to get fired.
No more comments coming in. Kevin, you're a biased prick. Shut the fuck up.
I really don't understand how that's biased at all. And yes, I am biased on it. I definitely am. And I will tell you that with that story. But I'm like, if they're saying, look, we were wrong, we want to tip you, it's all good.
Yeah, but just to reiterate with that person, a lot of people honestly don't know or did not know that you're supposed to tip someone like that.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of comments like that. But they say it's common sense. And it's my bias showing. But whatever. That's kind of what you get all the time. That's why I love social media.
Oh my gosh! Every single day I look at social media. There's some son of a bitch calling me some kind of fuckface left and right.
I had seen that there's now kind of a move, especially with a lot of news stories, because I think that traction and things going viral and the such might be changing a little bit. And I think some places are just saying, look, we don't even care necessarily as much about the viral anymore, because people were using comments and wanting the trolling and all that kind of stuff, that some places are now just starting to take the comment section off, because all it is just hate, and it's so nasty. And yes. I think some publications and news outlets are starting to find out that people are not coming to visit their sites or they're not going to the comments because they're just so overwhelmed with the negativity. They don't want to hear it, because there's always just people that are going to find, kind of like that text I just got, they're going to try to find a way to fight with you about something where it's like you're rolling over saying, look, there's nothing here I'm disagreeing with.
And sometimes you can just say something and not mean it. I do that all the time, where I'll say something and I'm thinking and I'm talking and it may come out wrong, and it's not at all exactly what I'm trying to say.
They just want to pick and they want to fight.
Motherfuckers make mistakes all the time.
And so people are just saying, look, I don't want to fight you on this. And so, some places are saying, look, they're starting to take the comment section off, because they're like, no good social discourse is happening. It's creating so much negativity that people are like going, I don't even want to see it. I don't even want to go to the sites. I don't even want to read the comments. Like, I really don't read comments anymore, because it doesn't matter what story it is. There's going to be people on there making such a huge fight, and you're like going, it's just ugly.
Well, there are professional trolls out there that they really are good. I think they're actually smart individuals, but they're using it for such a dicky way. They're able to see a situation, and they're able to pinpoint what that person or what that situation is going to be insecure about, and then they exploit it. And that's somebody that knows how to troll really, really good.
Yeah, like the person is just texting in. They're like trolling now. It's like, no, I'm not talking about the church. My nephew works at a restaurant and people tip all the time. You're being biased because it's your church. They tip for pickup, duh. And no, I'm not that chick. A lot of restaurants have pickup now.
That was a
joke.
And
they tip. I'm not fighting with you. It's common sense.
It's actually not that common. If we get so many, why am I fighting with this troll?
See what that just did? It's like, that's what trolls do. That's why people are like going, I don't even want it, because it's like, all right, we're not going to win.
You're fighting with a fern at that point.
Well, there's no winning. It's like, you're right. I'm completely biased. Well, you can't say anything to get them to stop fighting. You'd be like going, you're right. The church was wrong in not tipping. I am completely biased. It is common sense. If you don't know to tip on takeout, you're a complete moron. What else do you want to fight with me about?
And you also should be socially shamed for the rest of your life and possibly lose your job because you did not know that.
It'd be kind of a fun troll challenge. Be like, okay, how do you keep trolling? If I'm like going, I'm giving you that, I'm giving you that, I'm giving you that, I'm giving you everything you want. Where do we keep fighting here?
The one time, I'll tell you what happened to me one time. There was this son of a bitch who was just saying the worst things about our show. So what I do is I click on his picture, and I start looking at his pictures, and I find out members of his family member, and I go, oh, how's your wife Rhonda doing? That's all I said. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
This fucking guy lost.
What did he do?
He said, don't you fucking talk about my wife. And then he deleted all of his comments. Because all I simply did was go in his picture. I just picked out the first name that he would recognize. I go, oh, how's your wife Rhonda doing? What?
As soon as there's any bit of pulling the curtain back.
That's awesome.
Yes. Yeah. There's another interesting story that I saw out today. It's been a social hot button, aside from tipping. Talking about the hashtag #MeToo movement, it says more than 1 in 3 Americans now think that the movement against sexual harassment has gone too far. 33% of the population, 35% of American adults think that the hashtag #MeToo movement has gone too far, while 18% think it hasn't gone far enough. My thought on that whole thing right there is I think it's kind of wrong, because
what do you think is wrong?
I think it just kind of misses hitting the target. My point, and I don't think it represents it, because it says 35% of American adults think that the Me Too movement has gone too far, while 18% think that it hasn't gone far enough. I don't think they asked the right questions in that survey.
I think what they're talking about is saying going right on social media.
Because I would say, I think in some stories and in some cases, the Me Too movement has missed the mark. So I would say that on some of them, I think it's missed what it was supposed to do. But I don't think it's gone far enough. I think that there still needs to be people that are uprooted, and that this
I think that's
culture,
what they mean.
Yeah, and that's where
it's gone too far as far as things like where guys and girls now have to be in separate rooms and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
That's where they think it's going too far.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's arguing the fact that it hasn't gone far enough to get the real fucking pricks that are really holding women down.
There's more work to do.
Yes. But I think they're saying it's going too far, meaning the stuff with the Aziz Ansari was kind of where it really started to get people talking.
It missed the mark. That's why I'm saying, for me, I think a lot of more people are agreeing that there are points in the #MeToo movement where it's missed the mark, but it still needs to go further.
Yeah, I think the way, I see what you're...
To uproot the people. It's like it's not done. There are still people that are hiding that need to be exposed.
They're talking about
we need to be careful with how we expose those people.
Exactly.
Don't expose the wrong people.
Even just another case with Seal. Seal was just, they said, because Seal got in trouble for a thing 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He allegedly
I remember that
went over to his
pop up.
neighbor's house. He lunged, grabbed her breast, and tried to kiss her. Allegedly.
Yeah.
They took it to the police. They found no evidence. They said it's a he said, she said thing.
Yeah.
There's nothing they can do, and they threw the case out.
Okay.
So that's what I don't understand about some of these other cases that are 30 years old, that are in California. It's just a he said, she said. It really is just almost, because but the police can't do anything about it. If they can't do anything about the Seal one.
That's what's tough. Yeah, that's why I think for a lot of the #MeToo is, unfortunately, you have to say, we're going to right now establish a culture where it's going to be easier to report these cases. You're not going to be afraid to. There's going to be a better way to document. There's going to be video. There's going to be those kind of things that make it clear cut, and there's no questions as to it's not a he said, she said. Like, we can tell. And there's just a different attitude towards even how you accept it, that no woman should ever feel like they have to accept it based on what they're doing, or even, entertain these advances, that they should immediately be able to shoot them down and get that respect that, okay.
Yeah, that's what they mean by the whole too far thing, as far as guys and girls can get. And I would be one of those people saying that's going too far, where if a woman walks into the room and now I have to get up, I have to go get another person to sit down with her. I know some women that hate that idea, that are not down with that. Like, look, I got no problem with being in a room with a man, and you don't need another chaperone to be in there. There's women who are saying they don't like that.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's what they're saying.
It creates an unrealistic culture at some points.
The thing that's making me sad is I feel like, and a lot of it's in the media, in my opinion. I'm not seeing it so much in my personal life, but the media just seems like there's a bit of a gender war going on. And we got to be careful that we're not turning against each other, because guys need women and women need guys to work together. And I think when you start talking about separating people, and then a guy's going to be in one room and the girl's got to be in the other, that's going to breed weirdness, man, in my opinion. I think that's not a good thing.
Yeah. I think part of it is just that our men and women, our society, and especially our kids, and it starts with them. That's why, as parents, as adults, if you got kids, it's right now really instilling that respect in them. Just saying, hey, look, I mean, here's the deal. There's going to be one day in your life where you're going to start having sex, but here's how you do it, and here's how you approach it. And if somebody at all is rebuffing your advances or saying, I don't like that, or that's making me uncomfortable, respect their wishes. Don't put them in situations. This piggish behavior is something where it's like there's got to be a higher level of respect that's taken on sex.
Yes, absolutely, with a guy and girls.
Absolutely.
With
That's what I'm saying.
With humans. I mean, let's talk about just humans in general. Let's just be cool.
Yeah. Absolutely. Christina sent us an email a little while ago, just kind of on this #MeToo campaign. And she said, I am a victim of rape. I verbally told him no several times, and he still went forward. That's the kind of crap I'm talking about that our men need to learn to respect, and women as well. I always portrayed rape to be violent, and it's not always the case. The TV and movies make it seem that way. actually cry while he was still on top of me and inside of me. In the back of my mind, I knew if I tried to fight him off of me, I may have gotten hurt as he was bigger and stronger than me. I kept saying no before and during, but he ignored me. Men cannot read body language. You have to be verbal. A regret of sleeping with someone is not the same thing as rape. These individuals that are claiming #MeToo are destroying it for all of us real victims. It deeply saddens and angers me when someone is claiming rape and has absolutely no idea what it feels like to be a victim. I feel like this movement is just getting out of hand, and people who want their 30 seconds of fame are saying that they are a victim, and it's a disgrace, and they should be ashamed of themselves. This woman claiming she was taken advantage of by Aziz Ansari is not sexual assault. No one is victim shaming her either. We all have a mouth, and if she went along with it willingly and did not say a word to him, that is her own mistake. I'm with Virginia. I will not put a dick in my mouth unless I'm into it. She could have left, and she never said anything verbally to him. Are men supposed to read our minds now? Enough with this already. As a woman, I'm becoming more annoyed by this whole movement. A man does not need to ask permission to kiss me. I can easily tell him no. A man shouldn't have to feel afraid of offering a compliment to me. I'm flattered when they do. And to the person who texted in saying they were drugged and because they didn't verbally say no, are they no longer a victim? Really? There is a huge difference between being conscious and being drugged. If you are conscious, you have the ability to say no. That person clearly doesn't understand the concept of this movement. This #MeToo campaign has lost its purpose thanks to all these women who claim they are victims and aren't and are just taking it way too far. Well, I've said my piece, and I'm with all of you on this. The people that think you are victim shaming have clearly never been a victim of sexual assault. Have an awesome day. Love you all, Christina.
I mean, she said it all right there.
Yeah. So I thought that it was very well put. And you're right. When people are saying it's going too far, it's this sense of ridiculousness.
It's
society
sad. Don't make us all weird now to the point where we can't communicate. People are afraid to. I know not everybody, but some people are just afraid to talk to girls now, and that's not what you want this movement to be.
We're trying to out a fringe of society, what I hope to be a very small minority of people who don't respect the verbal cues given in sex and saying, no, this is not consent. I'm verbally not giving you consent to do what you want to do to me. And you need to respect that, and you need to stop now. Those are the people we need to make understand, and we need to root out the people that violated that.
Yeah, I mean, when you tell me stories about how, these big companies say, guys and girls can't be in the same room together, that's just, that really does make me actually sad. That's sad.
It'd be a tough challenge for society. And the thing that would be tough for it as well and unfair to women is just what we have heard is rumblings that are percolating from up underneath in some businesses saying that we are in challenging places now with HR, if this really is what moves into it, of how do we deal with women in the workplace. And you definitely don't want anything to happen that would deter anyone ever hiring a woman or having a woman in any kind of part of a business because simply she's a woman and you're like, I don't know how we protect her.
So is that illegal? Let's say a guy owns a company and it's between a woman and it's between a guy and they're both equal, but he's just like, look, I don't even want to take a chance on a woman. Can he get in trouble for that, or is it one of those things where it's the right to work and he's got the right to...
Well, I think what happens is you wouldn't verbalize it. If you did verbalize it, then you could wind up in trouble. And what would happen is a lot of people would make that choice, and if it's so close and too close to call...
Then find something.
It would be in their head that, yeah, I totally chose that guy because he's a guy and I'm less worried about, these awkward situations with maybe there's a lot of men in this office. And that's the silent stuff you don't know that's a disadvantage to women that's so unfair because of your gender and because of this movement that should be having something that's awesome. It's bad now.
The one I saw this one interview and this woman was talking about how she goes, look, if some innocent men go down with this movement, so be it. That's what has to happen. Comments like that are fucking horrifying.
Yeah. Absolutely. So that's the one thing, and that is too far. And women, I think, especially like Christina would agree, #MeToo's gone too far if it does anything that hurts women ultimately in the workplace.
For sure.
And they're not getting jobs because of that.
The other thing, too, that I don't like either, it's almost like you can't, because I know for a fact us just having this conversation, there's going to be, I'm going to get, and you're going to get hate email. It's amazing that we can't even talk about it without getting a backlash. People are afraid to talk about it because they're afraid they're going to get a backlash. Mm-hmm. And that's Saturday Night Live even did a skit about it, how they're trying to bring it up at the dinner table, and nobody really wanted to give an opinion. It was about the Aziz Ansari, and people had that was the first thing where people had a without a doubt a different opinion. That was you had people saying this was not sexual assault, and it got people talking a lot. But people that are people are afraid to even bring it up.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And that's not good either.
No, we should be able to have honest discussions. We should be able to say, look, and I think that we are all going to bring certain ignorances into discussions to say, look, I have some gaps in my knowledge. I don't fully understand this, and I need to have this conversation because I need to understand how you feel. I need to understand what this is like because I'm not a woman. I've never been in this kind of situation. You know, that's the kind of stuff that, you know, you got to do.
It'd just be nice to be able to talk about stuff and not be afraid to talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Somebody texted and said in high schools the genders are reversing where the girls are more sexual and the aggressors. And so, yeah, it's but the same way you flip the script, it's got to be the same thing where if guys are saying, hey, no, I'm not comfortable with this, let's not do it, then that's still. Humans
are humans. And if someone's saying they're not comfortable, then you respect it.
Yeah. The person who Christina was talking to about the drugging had said, look, I was merely pointing out that there are times when a verbal no is impossible. I made a sarcastic comment, so it was taken literally and it shouldn't have been. So,
no, I think we know that that's a horrible thing. And then there's a difference between that and what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. So let me see. Somebody also sent an article that, thank you, I want to read a little bit later because I am curious. It was... the twisted history of tipping.
Man, this fucking tipping thing.
Well, you know, it's kind of fascinating. I mean, I really can't wait to read this. Thank you for the person who sent this to me. I have to get this. Maybe I'll post this. Gratuities were once an excuse to shortchange black people. In fact, they still are. They said the racist, twisted history of tipping. I'm fascinated by the article. You got me hooked. So I want to see. That's the case. I mean, hey, we're getting rid of daylight savings. I think as soon as we get rid of daylight saving and that time change, my next thing is tipping.
The only thing I didn't like, because I was at a golf course where the first year I worked there, you got tipped out, and you would make a shit ton of money with all these rich people, because some would get all drunk and they'd throw you 50.
Yeah.
Sometimes that would happen. And then the next year they go, no more tipping. We're gonna. I think it was $14. I was working there at 2003, so it was $14 an hour. But then they said you are not allowed to take a single dollar, no tips. I feel like
I don't
if
like
someone
that.
wants to give you a tip, let them give you a tip.
I don't like that either.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason why I want to get rid of tipping is because I want to see people. I mean, my gosh, these service people, they work so hard and for so little money, and they have to have it that it's like, we got to fix this. It's not fair when they get shortchanged. And there's some people that are just dicks about tipping.
They are.
And I'm like, sorry, dude. Like, you need to, like, this person is busting their ass to try to help you out, and you're just being a dick. Like, you need to pay them money. It's not their fault that you're a miserable SOB, and you shouldn't be able to shortchange your bill, because I think anything less than the 15%, when you sat down, to me, I feel like it's stealing.
There are some people, though, that they're walking back to their car like, I didn't get the fucking service I wanted, so no tip for you.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Dude.
That's why I don't like that. That's why I want to get rid of tipping. And then, I mean, don't put like, hey, if I want to bless somebody, give somebody some extra money and say, I don't know, I just feel like calling, I want you to have an extra 10 or 20, whatever it is. You should be able to do that. They shouldn't be, not allowed to take that.
Would you say that the internet and social media has made people less kind or more kind? I'm not talking about kindness on the internet. I'm talking about in regular life. The atmosphere social media has created in real life. Are people kinder, or are they more miserable?
I think they're more miserable. I think that people are noticing it. They're finding when people are spending less time on social media that their happiness is going up, and they're doing surveys on this. And it's because what it was originally intended to, this is why Facebook's trying to change so quickly, because it initially started out as a great way for you to connect with family and get to know, and there was joy happening. You were going on there and be like, oh my gosh, I'm seeing kids that I went to high school with, and now they're kids, and that was bringing you joy. And then people just started getting nasty and just lost, decorum. And people are like I'm going on there and I'm walking away feeling like I'm carrying a burden on my soul. And so as people are starting to back off of social media, they're realizing I'm feeling good again. Because, I mean, that's ultimately what we want to be. We're going to disagree and all that kind of stuff. There'll be people trolling. Some people just love it. But
they do. They love to troll. They love to see the world burn. That is a type of person.
Some people just love it. But there are a lot of people that don't want that. I'm one of those people that I just love when I see people being awesome to one another. You can sit there and rip on your friends. And that's one thing I love doing. I love, ripping on you and you ripping on me and
Within
everything else.
your crew.
Yeah, but it's all meant in good spirit. It's all in fun. And there's nothing funnier than a good ripping on somebody and, pointing out our flaws and having fun with that. But when it gets mean-spirited, I don't like that. I think a lot of people feel that way.
And you could argue social media, saying something bad on social media is way worse than having a confrontation. Let's say me and you get into a confrontation in a parking lot. Fuck you, motherfucker. You're a dick and you're fat and all this shit. Okay, we have our moment. It's over. You go on with your day. I go with my day. You put it on Twitter. You put it on Facebook. Now you're being your people
Lives
are calling you a
on, yeah.
fuck face. Your family's seeing it. Your friends are seeing it.
Yeah.
Then you're like, do I respond?
It's ugly.
Do I leave it up? Do I delete it? Am I a pussy for deleting it?
We all have our ugly moments, and you're right. That's what it does. Is it screenshots everything for people to see and to stay up with, and then everybody else knows. And it's probably not a true reflection of who you are. You had a moment. You're being human, and we all have those feelings. And unfortunately, it gives you an outlet that's too public, and you don't know for your own good that you shouldn't be putting that stuff there. They're natural human feelings and emotions that you have. You're human for feeling that way.
Yes.
But then you put them on social media, and oh man, look out. It's rough.
I know.
You can't live it down. And
I would rather have someone go off on me face to face in person, be done with it, than to go on social, because now like you're saying,
Yeah.
it goes on and on.
It's tough, but I look at that kind of stuff, and hey, it's easy to love the people that are easy to love. It's a challenge to love those people that are just kind of nasty, and so it's a great.
You're dropping
challenge.
some biblical stuff over there. Right now.
Yeah, no, well, that's what I got from old Bob Goff, man. That guy had a good book, and I was happy to see him on Sunday.
Well, then there's the other point of view of people who would say, grow a pair. It's social media. If you don't like it, don't read it. Don't, quit being such a snowflake. People have got the right to their opinion.
They do.
And they're completely
I
right.
got a right to not want to hear your opinion.
That's the other thing. You have the right to go mute them. You have the right to delete them.
I don't really
Everyone's
care.
got that right.
Somebody wants to come and have a good, just nice discussion about something, and we can completely disagree, but it's a nice discussion. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Anybody wants to scream, shout, nasty, whatever, I don't care to hear it.
People get mad. Man.
We're not going to get anywhere with that. We're not getting anywhere, man. Christy, she said, hey, I noticed I'm not on the KVJ Nation map. I had never thought about how Winter Olympics either wouldn't be that interesting to people in the South. Makes sense. There are some figure skaters from South Florida in defense, and figure skating is the biggest thing going on in the Olympics. They were polling people about okay, why are you watching? And according to Google Trends, figure skating is by far the most popular Winter Olympic sport. 46 of the 50 states have searched for figure skating more than for any other winter sport over the past 12 months.
I mean, no one's searching for curling?
Yeah, actually some people are going nuts with it because it's so ridiculous that people are laughing and just kind of watching it. So curling, just because of the odd fascination that's in there, honestly, I'm mesmerized by it because I can't believe it's going on.
I can dig it. I get it.
Yeah. So we do have some figure skaters from South Florida that are in the Olympics. Somebody said it's a lot of fun to watch for us here in Wisconsin. My family's going skiing this weekend, and we enjoy all winter sports except ice fishing. Boring. I'd love to live in warmer weather, but on the flip side, I do really enjoy all 4 distinct seasons. Love the show, and if you're ever in Wisconsin during football season, want to come to a Packer game, let me know. Absolutely.
I'd love to go
to Green Bay.
I'd love to go out in Green Bay. That's a part of the country I've never been. I would love it.
Come in the early fall, though. Yeah, I'm not sure if I could, if I'm man enough to sit in one of those winter games.
Another place, man, I keep on finding myself looking up, researching is Montana. I don't know why I got this thing with Montana all of a sudden.
It's peaceful, man. It genuinely is. You go there and it's quiet. You won't get good internet service or anything, man. You'll love it.
I mean, you wonder how long you could take that, because I think you go through moods where you're like, I just want to go fucking prairie by the horses and just be out in nature.
Yeah.
How long can you do that without?
I'm the same way. I get a little stir crazy. I like quiet. I like to pull away, but yeah, I gotta go back in it, man.
Gotta get back in it.
Gotta get back in it. Gotta get back in it.
Cat, Buds is back.
Buds is back.
Buds is back, baby.
Did I hear you drop 8 locations earlier today?
Did I say that wrong?
You said 8 locations.
I meant to say 7. I'm a little out of practice.
Did you hear that earlier?
Did people call me out? As they should have.
No, I'm calling. I heard you say 8. I'm like, oh damn! I didn't know they opened up another one.
There's 7 in Palm Beach County. I'm so excited. I want an 8th one. But yeah.
All right, I'm like, Buds is expanding.
They're pushing their fish sandwich, and I'm not kidding. A guy drove from Port St. Lucie to try the fish sandwich.
Yeah.
And loved it.
Yeah, Suits told me yesterday, he's like, Kev, I'm doing great with my workouts. He said, I got a thing with buds, man. He's like,
does. He
I
loves
got the monkey
bud.
on my back. He's like, I'm eating, everything's pretty clean, but I got to get my buds fixed, man. I'm eating a lot of buds.
And they got that cod that'll rock your buds.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, well, thank you very much, buds, for supporting the KVJ After the Show podcast, and you guys for tuning in. Talk to y'all later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.